Hi, it's Orietta here from Orietta Stitches. I'm a 55 years old crafter from Padova, Italy, and this channel is all about my crafty endeavor. Will it be knitting, crochet, weaving, spinning, perhaps some stitching someday, who knows? I haven't done that in a long time. So last time I showed you a few of my older finished objects from the past few years. So I'm gonna do this again today and show you a couple of my work in progress. So I wanna start with what I'm wearing. This is my Lento sweater. It's a very popular raglan sweater. I don't remember, again, this is it will be always, I never remember anything. um, it's a very popular sweater. It was first in a Lane magazine, and there was a big knit along last year, so a lot of people have done it. You knit it with two strands, one fingering and one mohair, with a fairly large needle. It's I kind of think it's like 5mm or 5.5. It will be on my project page on Ravelry. The yarn I used was some very deep stash of mine, which was a variegated yarn hand-dyed by Garn, which was a project and a store that was very dear to my heart because it involved employing some refugee women. I think it was in Sweden or Norway, and I have kept this yarn for a very, very long time, waiting for the perfect project until I thought, maybe it's time for me to use it. And I paired it with a mohair. I think it was a Rosario 4 mohair silk yarn that I bought from Buldan in Bologna. And it was a fairly quick knit. I think I finished it in a couple of weeks, which is sort of a record for me. It usually takes me quite a long time to finish because I work 4 days a week, 8 hours, and I not always have all the time I would want for my crafting. But I really like it. It's not very long. I don't think it's coming into the completely into the video, but it hit me about my hips, and I wear it a lot with jeans or pants, and it's great. It's very fast, and I think it's perfect for this kind of like precious skein that we have been saving for a long time and we need to pull out. I just took 2 skein of fingering, and I don't remember how many of mohair, I think 3 or 4, or again, it's gonna be on my project page on Ravelry. And please, if Ravelry for some reason is not accessible for you, just write me a message and I will tell you all the detail as you need them. So this is the Lento, and that's gonna go to the next project that's behind me. So I'm blanking. Okay, I got it. So this is my Instant Crush pullover. This is a pattern by Ohi Locatelli. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to knit it. And the challenge was making the whole thing from stash, and I succeeded almost. So the yarn I used, first of all, I didn't swatch. I seldomly do. It's just, you know, I don't have enough time for that, so I just usually improvise, meaning that I go for a needle that I know will more or less work, and then if I need to, I adjust the pattern on my way down, hoping for the best. This came out with pretty much zero ease, or possibly just a tiny bit of ease, but it still fits, and I really like it. Most of the yarn, I mean, as I said, all of the yarn was in my stash. The only problem I had, I ran out of one of the yarn, so I had to go get an extra ball. But other than that, this came completely for my stash. So this orange part is Holst Super Soft And now I'm blanking again on the color, but it's rust something. Again, it will be linked below. Paired with a similar color of the Holst garn Titicaca. This yellow is again Holst Titicaca held double. I think that was the color tangerine. Then I used two different yarn for the pink. This one up here was a little sample I had in a festival, and I think it was a Bish and Bush sample, and I ran out real quick of that, so I used some yarn I got in the closing shop, the closing sale for Olan mill, and this was some of their mill yarn. It's like a variegated pinkish purple, and I think it works pretty good. And the white is a rosario for mohair silk that I got at Wool Dam shop, and it's held double. So this whole thing came out really cute, and I love the color. It's pretty much the same color that was on the model, and that's how I liked it, and that's what it did, and it was super fun to do. I love color work. It's very entertaining to do. So I'm really happy with this project, and I wear already a few times this winter, and I really enjoyed it. So instant crush. Whoop! All right, the next project I want to show you, finished object I want to show you, is this cardigan. Now I'm intensely trying to remember what it's called. I think it's called my cardigan, but again, all the information will be linked. This was knit using a sweater quantity I had of the Mothi and the Squid hand-dyed merino yarn. I think it's merino nylon, and I really love this color. It's like, I love this kind of earthy tone, like rusty orange brown color, and I really enjoyed the stitch. I don't know how well you can see it. The sleeves are like stockinette, but the body is some sort of a similar of brioche stitch. It's like I think it's called a kind of tuck stitch, and the good thing about it is that being a cardigan, it was worked flat and you never had to purl. Now, I made peace with purling continental style because I learned Eastern combination knitting, and that helped me immensely. My main problem, I have, as a knitter, I was born as a thrower. I have a lot of pain in my hands, so at some point I decided to try continental because I know it's easier on your hand, and I keep my hand very close to the needle, and until I found out about the Eastern combination, I had a lot of trouble to purl continental because my hands are small and they hurt, so I couldn't do, you know, the movement to pull the yarn from the back to the front and vice versa. But so if you have this kind of issues, look up combination knitting because I think it's gonna help you. I try to alternate the project I do as on different size needle, different material of needles, and different style of knitting, so I don't stress my hand too much. So I really love this little cardigan. It's like lightweight. It's perfect for, you know, transition period, the season. The only problem it has is that I needed to pattern, so I made the sleeve pretty short. They come about here, and I found out that that's not something I enjoy. So what I'm thinking is to take advantage of Roxanne Richardson idea. That is a initiative she called Finish It February, and that means that in February you pull out your, you know, UFO or project that are finished but need some fixing or mending, for example, or, you know, any kind of extra work, and you do it. So let's see in next month video if I've done it, because I still have a little bit of this yarn, and what I'm thinking to do is to put the yarn, take off the ribbing, put those on a double magic loop, and knit all the yarn I have to try to extend the sleeves to a more comfortable to me length. So here's the cardigan. It's really cute, and it was really fun to make. It just needed to be fixed a little bit. So let's throw it over there and move on to, I brought with me today 2 work in progress, and I'm going to show it to you. So the first work in progress is actually a test knit. James Watts, sorry James if I'm butchering your surname, launched a open test knit, which meant he said, well, if anybody wants to test this project, I'm just gonna send it to everybody that agree, and it's very chill. There is a deadline, but there is no obligation from the tester to actually finish the project. And as I don't enjoy pressure or stress in my crafting, I have enough of that in my work and life in general, I really like that concept. And so the way this sweater is constructed is based on his modular technique, which is really fun. I took a class with him in Barcelona Knit, and it was really nice. And it consists in stripe of pillar. Now, I should have been more prepared and brought my iPad so I could show you the model, but I guess you have to look it up online or check, my project. So you have the option to use a variegated yarn and do like 5 striped. It calls a pillar. It's the name of the sweater, and the variegation would move across your body, and do like a color play. And another option he had was to actually use it to build a checkerboard sweater without having to do intarsia. Now, I really like the idea of checkerboard, and I really like the idea of not having to deal with intarsia, which I did, oh gosh, maybe 40 years ago. I don't even remember. And I might pull out that sweater. I still have it in one of my boxes and show you. But it's a super clever way to deal with this problem. So what I decided to do was to go with, again, yarn that I had in stash. So I'm using a Holst garn, Holst, which is very thin, and I'm holding it double for one of the square of the checkerboard, and then on the other square I'm holding it double to get, one strand of Holst and one strand of, again, it's the same silk mohair I used for the lento. And the effect it's creating is really, really fun. And I don't know how well you can see it, but it's forming all those squares. And now I am going to work on the next pillar, and of course the square, the color will be alternated, so to form like a checkerboard. So I'm really excited about this, and it's really being fun, and took my attention away a little bit from the sea of stockinette that my pork Lee sweater is. And I didn't brought it out today to show you because I may have had, I don't know, 4 inches of body, but it's all, it looks pretty much the same, just a little bit longer. So maybe I show you next time. And the last work in progress I brought out, I'm looking at it right now. It's a crochet project, which I haven't done in a while. So how this came about is that at the second Barcelona Knit Festival I went, I think it was 2019, possibly. Yeah, I think so. There was a booth by URTH yarn, which has very nice, colorful, variegated and self-striping yarn. And I saw this yarn and I really loved it. So I bought Triscane thinking to make a sweater. And stupidly, I didn't check the tag, and I didn't realize that it wasn't the variegated kind, but it was self-striping. So as you can see, you know, from there. So it has been sitting in my stash for quite some time, and I didn't really know what to do with it because I didn't like the idea of a self-striping yarn used in a sweater, because the size of the stripe would change, you know, depending on which part of your body or sleeve it was sitting on. So later on, I made an impulse buy at Hobby Yarn of a bunch of their Dream Color yarn, which is 100% wool, I believe. And actually, let me get one ball. See, I have a little stash here of colors. Sorry for the crinkling. So yeah, this is a 100% wool. It's really nice and soft, but again, I had bought it originally for I don't even know what project now, and it was just sitting there in my stash. So I had the idea to bring them all together and use them for a crochet blanket. So I'm using a crochet, a 5mm crochet, and there are 2 fingering held double. And this is where I'm at. Pretty nice, huh? I would say it's about lap size now. And what I'm doing is, it's a very simple, it's a free pattern. It will be linked, I don't remember the name. And I started from the center, and I'm just going out in a spiral until I run out of yarn, pretty much. And I think it will come out about twice the size than it is now. So pretty good size. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skein and some. So it's gonna be a very good, nice size, and it's gonna sit here in my craft room on my chair, so to keep me warm when I'm sitting and knitting, possibly. So there. So this is all I have for today. Hope you enjoy it, and if you like it, please subscribe. I'm not good at doing that kind of stuff, so I'm saying all the things, but you know what to do. And I really appreciate you checking my video out, and for my returning viewer that has been, you know, kept me in their subscription list for so many years without getting anything. I'm really thankful, and I'm thankful for all your messages. I've read them all, and I try to answer to everybody. So until next time, I wish you a happy crafting, and bye.